Hello, everyone. Oh my goodness, I managed to put the cowl yarn there, the bag there, and the blanket there, and it's all in view because we are starting in 12 days. It just reminded me that I had to tell you, so I might as well just do that to start with so I can't forget. 12 days. If you still want your pack, if you still want to take part, order it now because otherwise it might not arrive in time. 12 days is plenty still, but just in case, depending on where you live, you might need those 12 days. Or if something happens, if we get a snowstorm, you might need the 12 days. So if you are wanting to make the blanket and the pack, then yes, it is time for you to buy the pack. We have two sets available, a Wendy one and a Starcraft one. I made mine in Wendy because obviously that's just what I had around at that time. I wasn't really sort of, I just pick and choose whatever is closest to hand. So there we go. So that is the big thing that's happening on the channel at the moment. The Odyssey yarn pack, we have got them still in stock. I hope you will take part. We have done various videos with preparation of mosaic crochet, and oh my goodness, I have seen so many lovely small items in crochet, in mosaic crochet, passing by in the Facebook group over the last few weeks, and people are loving it. So if you've never done crochet before, if you've never done mosaic crochet before, please do have a look at those videos because that will give you some preparation, some insight, and some information about mosaic crochet. And that will make it a lot easier for you to do the cowl. Not that I'm not explaining things in the cowl, but still. Okay, so there we go. That's the big thing that's at the moment happening at Ophelia Talks Crochet, and hopefully in a few weeks I will be sitting here explaining all about the cowl again so that those who are going to be starting, will have all the information that they need. So welcome everyone to the live. Sorry, I just rushed in there with that so I didn't forget. I mean, honestly, how can I forget? Hi, everyone. Oh, my goodness. So many people here again and again. All those lovely names that I see every week. All those lovely people who are a better fan than I would be of myself. Making time for me, especially on a Sunday, to let me into your life and to help me. No, to help you, for me, to help you with your hobby, with your crochet, with, what you're doing there. Just to take some time for yourself, some me time, some time where you can make things and, make yourself happy, basically. Oh my goodness, look, people are saying where they're from. Oh, thank you, Chris. Thank you. Yes, I mean, having all of you in my life makes a difference as well, and that's really nice. Yeah, that's really nice. It's yeah. Karen, you're the one. Yes, okay. Right. Okay, yes, that could be confusing, Karen, but now I know. Okay, yeah. Well done, Charmaine. Well done. Goedenavond, Annick. Oh my goodness, ik heb een vriendin die in Landen woont. Een van mijn beste vriendinnen woont in Landen. Hoe klein kan de wereld zijn? Ongelooflijk, ja. Hi, Rafaela. Hi, Liz. Hi, Lilian. Deborah, hello. And of course, hello, Julie. Hello, Teresa. Hello, Angel. Our moderators, welcome. And then there's Dirk as well. Of course, he's here. He made my tea. Yes, Chris, you can hardly wait. I guess a lot of people are in that same position. But yeah, I mean, obviously, it's you've got to put a date, haven't you? And I don't start talking about it too early, just so that you have just enough time for, any mishaps to happen, of course, with the postal system. Oh, Julie, that was Dutch. That was Dutch because Aniek said she lived in London, so London is in Belgium. I know because obviously one of my best friends lives there. I used to drive to London every month because she we had this agreement that she would come to me one Saturday evening a month, and we would cook together. So all I had to do was get the ingredients, and we would be cooking together and chatting, and then the next month I would go to her on a Saturday evening, and she would buy the ingredients and the recipe, obviously, and then we would cook at hers. And it was really nice. This was when Dirk was always working on a Saturday evening. So and then I would take, or I would plate up a meal for him as well, and then I would take that with me. But yeah, it was lovely to do that. And yeah, I still have some of those recipes that we made together. So yes, Alison, do be patient. It will pay off. It will pay off. You've got to just, it's so hard, isn't it? So hard. So I do hope you will find, other ways to satisfy your crochet urge. Maybe you could do some Pinterest, finding some lovely projects to do and things like that. Nancy, we'll see about that. We'll see about that. Somebody said about making the blanket double-sided. Well, if you want to make mosaic double-sided, you'll have to make it twice and then put it together, because there is a different side to the back. So it will look different on the back from the front. So yeah, and that's with all mosaic crochet projects. Also, inset is also different from the back to the front. So again, that's not going to help. But it happens that blankets have a front and a back, so I'm not too worried. You just have to make sure that you put it the right way around. Oh, Amanda, I'm hoping that you're better now. I'm glad that you're here. Yes, Paige. So we have made on the channel just this Friday, we have made a scouring pad. And we had a couple of Zoom sessions to make that. So yesterday and today, it was glorious. We had such great fun. I mean, if you haven't done that before, do the Zoom sessions when I sort of suggest a project. Now it won't be until June that we do that again because of the CAL, of course. But if you take part in those Zoom sessions, we have great fun. We have very much it's smiles, it's laughter, we're telling stories. And I I'm thinking too many things in one go in my head here. When I was designing that stitch from the scouring pad, and where is it? I've put it away because this was a complete yeah, okay, this is what happens when you take things quickly from a shelf that's over full. Everything's on the floor now. So this is the scouring pad that we made. This is that stitch that who was talking about it? Paige was talking about it, and I designed this stitch because I was doing mosaic crochet, and I was thinking, how can I make a structured panel? And I thought, I want to do the double crochet from the mosaic technique where you use the front loop. And of course, that then became, yeah, but I don't want the ends. And then I'm thinking, right, so one color, how do I do so that I have that loop left over, and of course, yeah, you know, this is what happened. So I'm calling this, maybe I should call this the mock mosaic stitch. Somebody, I think it was Manon, who said the wannabe mosaic stitch, or I was calling it the fake mosaic stitch. So I really need to be more inspired when it comes to uh, giving my stitches a name, because that's what's going to, set them apart, kind of thing. So yes, this was what we made, and it sort of mimics being a cleaning pad. We've got minkies in the UK that you can buy. They disintegrate for me. So yes, this is what I have come up with. I'm keeping them there for a little while, but then they're going in my cleaning supplies stash, kind of thing. And then at the end of the video, the imposter mosaic stitch. Yeah, yeah. Um, at the end of the video, I said I've also given you an extra pattern in the pattern that you can buy, which now is you can buy, but it should be less. Um, because Paige, you get the Zoom sessions by buying the pattern, which will be a little bit more expensive, but that then includes you getting about an hour before the intended Zoom a link to a Zoom session, and then you can click on the link at the time, and then we can start the session together. So you buy the pattern, because we have to be able to send you something, and we need your email address. And in the board pattern, you will find the pattern for this. So this is the hand towel, the not the hand towel, the washing up towel, washing up the dishcloth. Oh my goodness, yeah, dishcloth, dishcloth. And I've made a smaller one as well. I thought maybe it could be a dust cloth as well, because the other day I we made the hand towel, and I am using this for my painting. As you can see, this is paint on there. Okay, it's not dirt, it's paint. And I was rubbing out some pencil marks that I'd made on my painting, and you get all that fluff everywhere from the rubber, right? And I was trying to get it off with my hand, and it just wouldn't budge. So I took this and wiped it. It all went in one go, and it all got stuck into the stitches. So I'm thinking a dust cloth, it might just work, because it could trap the dust in the stitches. So that's why I'm thinking I might use this as a dust cloth to start with and see how I go. There we go. So that's that. um so yes, so the maybe the what did we say, the fake mosaic stitch, the mock mosaic stitch, something like that, the scrubby stitch. Yes. No, those are all, Connie, those are all cotton, because cotton is best for when you use things that you have to put in water. Acrylic, it doesn't absorb water at all. So cotton, this will be good for, like for example, this one. I'm using this in various sizes for either hand towel, a face cloth, a body puff, my my paintbrush cleaner, because that's paint on there. Perylene green, I think it was. So this will absorb the water, this will absorb the moisture. Acrylic does not do that. Okay. A useful cloth, yes, as Winnie the Pooh would say. Yes, Laura. Face cloth, yeah. Angela, do you know what? She says, you'll be doing a lot of cleaning. Well, the thing is, I'd rather be making the cleaning things than actually using them. Oh. Yeah, so the Odyssey pattern is this one here. So we will start that on the 18th of April. We are not doing it just yet. Nobody, the pattern is still under wraps, and we will release the first part on the 18th of April. Okay, that's when we start with the cowl. So yes, so the next Zoom session will be somewhere in June, okay, because of the cowl. I'll clean you crochet. Angela, where do you live? Can you visit us? Please come and stay. You can sleep on the sofa. Look, it's like a double bed if you want to. Oh my goodness. You'd be there'd be a lot of cleaning that needs to be done. Oh my. No, no, the pattern does not come with the kit because obviously otherwise you'd be making it. This is somewhere that we do not have the pattern with it. We are going to start it together and do it in steps. So there will be 10 videos. Okay, there will be 10 videos, 11 for the bag, so one for the bag, but 10 for the blanket. And so every time you get part of the pattern, and this will make sure that you take it easy, that you do a little bit and then you move on. And if you make sure that you keep up with the with the videos and the 10 parts, then you'll be able to finish the blanket in about 6 weeks. Yes, Chris, everything will be explained. Everything will be explained. Yeah, the downloads will be in the blog post on our website, and that will be linked in the description box under the videos. Okay? Yes, Bob, if you start with the pencil, you've still got time. There's 12 days. You've still got time to practice with the pencil case, with the little part that we did, with the little trial one that we did, and with this one. Yes, so if you want to get so we will be emailing you the link to the website as well, before, just around the time that the video comes out. Okay, so this is one that we're making this week. Another pattern where we do mosaic crochet and where we are not sewing in a gazillion ends. I mean, we're not sewing in any ends for the blanket, so don't worry about that. But here I had two ends. Well, yes, one end for each color. So 2 ends and 2 ends, and that was it. So this is a sleeve for a flower pot. And I thought the design for the mosaic one is sort of like, I don't know what it's called. It's got a vibe to it, hasn't it? So I thought I wanted to make another one just to show you how to do the mosaic crochet, how easy it was, how it is possible to do it with taking your yarn along. But of course, this is still overlay mosaic crochet. And we're making a flower pot sleeve because what else. I had to come up with something. I was looking at my plants, and this one is still alive. It's fairly new. That's why it's still alive. But yeah, I like this. I really love the sleeve. So, and again, I also tell you what to do if you have a bigger or a smaller pot. So, thank you, Fran. Thank you. This will be out Friday. This will be out Friday. Okay. I will tell you what we're doing on Wednesday in a bit. Ah, Manon, that's a question, isn't it? Yes. We're working in the round, so we're just taking the yarn along. Hello, Christy. Hello. The yarn for Friday, Amanda, is just two colors, two contrasting colors. Anything that you want to, Wendy, it's single bed size, but I tell you the size in the launch video, so do go and have a look at that. Okay, right. So today's live didn't really have a title. Had you noticed, there was no topic for it because I couldn't make up my mind. Dirk couldn't make up his mind. So I think he put a post in the Facebook group. Oh no, that's not where I'm looking. Yeah, pictures. So I've taken screenshots. So Dirk said at Sunday Live Crochet Talk, let me know your topic in the comment. So he said, would you like to suggest what I would, what what you want me to talk about? Oh my goodness, how difficult can that sentence be? Would you like to suggest a topic for me to talk about? So there's a couple of things here that I've taken a screenshot of people commenting under that post. So I'm just going to quickly answer those questions first, and then we'll have a little bit of a question session in here. So if you have a moment, think about a question that you would like to talk about. Great, Carolyn. Fantastic. Yes. So the first question I see here is, what are the next 3 wearables we will be making after the cal? I don't know. 3. That's very specific, Karen. I know there is a shawl, of course, that goes with the cal, which I haven't really introduced because I wanted to keep the mosaic at the forefront of this sort of design. Okay. So the moment we have started, I will start showing you and telling you all about the shawl that we are going to do. But yes, for now, we're just concentrating on the blanket. And yeah, 3 wearables, I don't know yet. I have no idea. So there we go. I mean, I do work in advance, but that's very specific. Oh, what am I doing? Why can I not just and then can we make a summer? What is this? Okay. Yes. Can we make a lacy summer dress? Now, I have thought about a dress in crochet, obviously, but I just don't fancy parading across the beach and putting me in the video and, having to, look svelte in a dress. So yeah, I'll have to think about that. No, no, we're not doing that, Chris. No. Let me see, because I had 2 pictures. Okay, then crochet cables. Yeah, that's one of those things that people have asked me about um, quite a few times. I'll have to look into that. Maybe we'll take that into account for a shawl, she said. So I'll try and work that into a shawl. And then here, Manon, you were asking for a crochet summer beach cover up. Again, crochet summer lacy dress, same design here. So a lacy summer top, and then somebody else was saying about a lacy dress. So yeah, maybe I might have to go down that route of doing a lacy dress. Yes, Laura, you guys, let Rachel model the summer dress. Yes, of course, I will have to ask. I'll have to ask her, but that means bribing her. That means getting her here, paying for the train, paying for food because she doesn't stop eating, paying for a new bikini, I'm sure, because she'll be like, "But mother, I have nothing to wear." Paying for her boyfriend to come along as well. So, yeah, I mean, you know, obviously. I will. It's not a problem, but do you know what I mean? Ah. Christy, exactly. That is also why I have held back on a lacy beach cover up because, yes, there are so many shapes and sizes for everyone. I think I have something in my head though that I think can be made for any size, right? So I like to make sure that the pattern is accessible for everyone. But then on the other hand, do some people want to wear things like that? I mean, obviously, if you're not feeling comfortable in something like that, then you're not going to make make the project and all that. So you need to know yourself what you can wear, what you can get away with. I mean, I, I wouldn't mind wearing that on holiday, and but for actually just putting myself in a lookbook video for 10 minutes or 15 minutes, me wearing it, walking across the sand, yeah, that's a little bit daunting for myself at the moment, but yeah, maybe I could ask Rachel, or even I did promise actually. Thomas has a lovely girlfriend as well, so I did promise I would make her something. So this might be the opportunity for me to get Thomas here, my son and his girlfriend, so they can come over and she can be the model. So we'll see, we'll see. Cindy, no, if you haven't had a moment to practice mosaic, you should still be okay because, to be honest, I do make sure that I explain everything again in the videos of the CAL. Okay. I would not do that to you. Yeah, again, Angie, it's a strappy summer top, something it's so easily it goes wrong with the sizing, and I don't know what sizes you all are. And very often it's quite hard to imagine where the adjustments need to be made sometimes. So yeah, I've held back on making something like that. So maybe this year is the year for that. Right, so that's that. Then Julie asked a couple of questions. What do I watch or listen to while crocheting? Well, okay, and then she also says, what do you drink or eat while crocheting? So generally, I position myself in the sofa over there. I have my little table there, the little table there that can come up closer to me. So I have my computer on there. Generally, these days, I'm watching Itchy Boots. So this is the girl with her motorcycle traveling around the world or in different continents. At the moment, she's in Saudi Arabia and in Yemen. So yeah, I've been watching her. I also watched some of her older videos. So I'm really sort of into her traveling to all these countries on her motorbike. So that's what I'm watching these days, or painting tutorials. And drinking, generally, yes, it is hibiscus tea. And sometimes I have, something to eat, but generally it will be just tea. I don't really have something that I'm always, no, I don't really eat something in between. Sometimes maybe chocolate from, or a biscuit, she says. But yeah, this is mm. Oh, the Gilmore Girls. Yes, yes, Gilmore Girls must watch. Yes. Bonnie, which one was that? Was that the Sal Bolero? Was that the there was a Black Pond show last year, or was that? Yes, Hella. Yeah, a safari. Oh my goodness. Heike, there is a lantern. We have we have a lantern. We have a lantern. It was with the Jewels of the Nile mosaic, Jewels of the Nile blanket cal. There's a lantern there. 2023 that was. How many cups of tea do you drink? Well, I try to make my my daily quota of water in tea. So have one in the morning, one sort of at lunchtime, one afternoon, one late afternoon, one evening, one, so I do try to have quite a few cups of tea. The bolo pattern. What is a bolo? I have no idea. It's white. It was white. Bonnie. The Boho Dreams poncho. No, black. Okay, work out which one that was. Then you can tell me later, because I have more questions. Oh. Here. Oh, yeah, and then, a lacy summer top, so that, yes, Laura, I do as well. Whatever's left over comes with me to bed. But of course, yeah, I have to be careful because, well, Layla wouldn't drink from it unless it was pure water. She doesn't touch it if it's tea or if it's water with essential oil in it. So that's good to know. Because otherwise I have to put the the cup in my bedside cabinet. Yeah. Easy and quick crochet gifts. I'm always looking for those. I always want to try and make something, that's quick and easy. That's sort of like a one evening, or maybe more than one can be made in an evening. But yeah, I'll have to come up with a few small ones as well. An oven mitt. Yeah, Manon. Yeah, again, that means we have to make it thick enough so the heat doesn't, come through it. And then here, do I ever dislike doing crochet? Have you ever lost your mojo crochet? I regularly lose it. Certainly after filming the cowl, because that's an intense moment. Because I'm doing so intense doing that. I do need a week or two after that to sort of, recover. But no, I generally don't lose it. I just lose sort of, at the moment, I don't really have a project going because, as I said, I've been doing the cal, I've been getting that ready, and now I've got another couple of things sort of like this I finished. And then you sort of, now I have to start thinking about things that are past the cal. So, that sort of takes a couple of days to get my head around that and to start thinking. And that's why this session is good in a way, because it gives me ideas of what I could be designing. And I think so. Vinida said flowers and bookmarks. Bookmarks is a good one as well. And then here, best crochet related gift you've ever received. I guess it's this blanket here, which my grandma made me, and it's there every day, all day, and I sit on that every day. That's the blanket that she gave me. So I guess it must be that blanket. She has given me lots more. There's one in the bedroom. There's one on my bed. There's a double-sided, double bed blanket on my bed that my grandma made. And again, that's one of those things that's always on the bed. It's always there. I sleep under that every day, every night. So I guess, again, that's one of the best gifts I've been given. Yeah. Yeah, the summer poncho, I love the summer poncho. The black summer poncho, I wear that so much, not just as a beach cover up, because you can wear it as a beach cover up. But yeah, I wear it over a dress, over a black and white dress, over a, yeah. Oh, thank you, Alison. Yes, I mean, I have bags full of blankets from my grandma, and that one that's on the bed, and then this one is up there in constant use. So yeah, Christy, this is the thing, crochet earrings. Not only will you require the metal bits that go with the earrings, but I am always worried that they would turn out too big, because you would have to use very fine yarn. So you wouldn't be able to do a weight 3 or whatever it is, DK. You'd have to go down to lace or to really thin yarn to make it sort of small enough. And that's what I'm worried about, that you're buying a different thinner yarn and different hook, all that. Crocheting, we have a capelet. We have one. It's where is it? Is it the Brianna capelet that I did? Chetna. Yes, socks. Once again, I have been avoiding socks because sizing, first of all, and two, I personally don't think that crochet socks could possibly be comfortable because of the way crochet makes our stitches. So if you feel that, we make knots, and so you've got knots that you're standing on. Plus also you have to make two. If you have to make two, like the sleeves, oh my goodness, sleeves. So what I do is I make the sleeves at the same time, most of the time. Christmas stocking we've got as well, Laura. I did that this winter, actually. So there is a Christmas stocking last December. Patty, we are making, to go with the blanket, we are making this a bag. And in fact, you can make a simple version of that bag. You can make this version of the bag, but you could also just leave the handles off, make the simple version, and fill it, and you can close it at the top, and you've got a cushion. So, and also, yeah, nobody wants to make two, do they? So that's why generally I try to make my sleeves at the same time. So I do a couple of rows here, then a couple of rows there, so depending on the type of reduction I'm doing. So I'll do one set of rows where I'll do a reduction there, then I'll do the same set there, same set. And that way you're doing the same thing on both sleeves. I have done leg warmers. They are on the channel. A table runner, I think we've done one as well. It was a Christmassy one. Christy, good suggestion. Good suggestion. Yes, I've met her. I've met Sarah at the gala last year in September, and probably I'll see her again this year. And yeah, a love-hate relationship with socks. Yeah, I'm not going down that route. Nope. Sharon, we've got lots of pencil cases now as well as a mosaic one. So the thing is, you see, when you guys are saying lacy summer, I'm thinking, what yarn do I use? Because do you want cotton? Do you want the cotton soft cotton, which is DK? Do you want the cotton with love, which is DK acrylic? Or do we want to go thinner to make it lacy, you see? So I'm like, do you know that it's really hard to decide what to do? What to do? We've got fingerless gloves, Chris, more than one pair, I believe. Okay, Laurie, cotton mix, but then, yeah, shell type stitches. So we've got the Sal Bolero, which is like that. See, Nancy, yeah, to make it nice and lacy, we need it thinner. Something like, yeah, a Scapious whirl. Yeah, see, that's nice and thin and drapey, but we don't sell that on our website. And yeah, it's not so easy to get Scapious. Yeah, that's a completely different, supplier. Oh, yes, like a bed runner, Mary Jo, a bed runner. DK is best, yeah. Well, we've had lots of barefoot sandals. Yes, that would be nice, wouldn't it? I'll have to have a think about that. Yeah. I mean, I have had this discussion with Anya, and she also knits. She says, I knit myself a pair of socks every year. And I'm like, why do you do that? You might as well just. She said, yeah, but I buy a nice quality wool. She says, I make my own. So these socks fit me down to the last millimeter. And if she wears them in her walking boots, for example, she says it's so comfortable because they are made to your foot size and they sit properly around your foot. And yeah, so she does this. She's been doing that for years. But that's knitting, you see, and I believe knitting is better for socks. No, I'm not going to go down the route of amigurumi, Ivy, because every project I do, I have to think about how videoable it is. This is the word I use in my head. I look at something and I think, is it videoable? The word doesn't exist. Okay. But am I able to turn this into a sensible length of video? And with amigurumi, sometimes you have to do reductions, increases every row of a project for like so many rows, and then for the legs, and then for the nose, and then for this, too many bits. Like, for example, I would love to make a teddy bear. I would love to crochet a teddy bear, but how many? That would be like a cowl, right? So it's just too many variables in each row that you have to do, too many instructions. And I know, a cardigan, sometimes I like the jolly jumper. It can take up an hour for a video, but I think, I would love to make a small crocheted curtain. Yes, Heike. Yeah, I would love that. And I've often thought about that, but again, what yarn do you use? Because I think for that, the prettiest would be mercerized cotton, which we don't sell. So again, that's another question that I ask myself. Is it yarn that we sell? Because obviously this is what it's like now. We have a website. We are selling yarn alongside the channel. And yes, of course, if I want to show you a project, I want to be able to make sure that you can make it, that you can say, right, okay, I'm going to go to the website, get the yarn because Anya's shown me how to make it. And if I get this, then I can make this. And, that makes it easy for you as well. If you are wanting to make this particular thing, it's all there for you. So if you then have to go and scour other websites or scour shops and find things, I always try to limit that anyway, for additional things that you need. Like, for example, for the earrings, you would need to buy the little metal things. I know a lot of you have a lot of skills and do a lot of crafts, but still you might have those things already in the house, but still a lot of you won't. So it's a consideration. It's a consideration. Thank you, Angie. Thank you. What can be arranged? Yeah, the smaller valance for window toppers. Yeah. Bye, Alison. Bye. Yes, Christy, exactly. So I want to stay in my niche. Yes, we have expanded to mosaic crochet because, so many of you were asking for it. It's 10 years. The anniversary of our channel is 10 years. So I wanted to do something special. So yes, that's why I'm doing it. But again, I am doing it in my style, in my way of doing it. I'm making sure that it is accessible to all of you. Okay. So I'm not going down the route of socks or what else amigurumi. Okay. um I have done a baby jumper, I have done a baby cardigan. Hey, who knew? Who knew I would be doing that? Because I haven't done that in the past, but of course those were patterns that I just reduced from what I was already doing. Hats, yeah, again, there is a bucket hat on the channel, but again, I just don't like them. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes you really need to make the things that you fancy wearing or fancy making. So, you know, yes, Sandra, not much has happened last week, so we have to be patient. We have to be patient. Fantastic. Yeah. Fantastic, Chris. Yeah. I mean, that's just lovely, isn't it? When people get comments on what they've on crochet. Tunisian crochet. Yeah, that's something that I have I not done. I've done a small mercerized cotton. Okay, yeah. I've done a small project with Tunisian crochet, but we could go down that route. But again, you need a special hook for that. So we would have to make sure we get those in as well. Neck scarf. Yeah, triangle neck scarf. Mosaic bricks pattern. And you're making a book cozy. Oh, nice. A beret. Yeah, I was thinking of doing a beret. There is a particular beret I have in mind. So yeah. Kelly, yes, can we Kelly says what I really need is more time. Yeah. Don't we all need more time? I wish I could crochet us some more time to not only do some more crochet, but maybe even to do some cleaning. Oh my goodness. The garlands. Yes, Mary Jo, I do love the garlands as well. Yeah. Like the bunting, but then yeah, we haven't made a garland in a long time. What can I add to the garland? What can I add to it? But yeah. It's too much like knitting Tunisian crochet. Okay, Wendy. The problem is that I would only do like a short row because I would still want to do it with my let me show you, with my higher hook, right? And you can, because the higher doesn't have, it doesn't sort of stop. I mean, you've got this bit, but you can do it on here. So what I tend to do is sort of make it short. And yeah, sort of entrelac Tunisian crochet. I like that because you're doing different, in different things. But yeah, it's fiddly. It's fiddly. Oh, decorative pot holders to hang in your kitchen yoga. Well, I have got a pot holder which is a sunflower. So I don't know whether you might want to hang that up or whether that's the kind of decorative item that you were thinking about. Let me just do this here. There we go. I've got it under my look. This is the one that we made. I'm not actually using it as a pot holder, but I am using it as my for put under my paintbrushes, my pot with my paintbrushes, and an extra painting light. Bonnie, yes. I know the dress you mean. Yes, it was like a V shape and it went all the way down in that V. And I made it with a colored, like a whirl type thing. But this is years ago now, years ago. I don't even know where that dress is. But of course, yeah, that wasn't my pattern. So I would have to, come up with something. Yeah, I have an idea in my head, and I think I'll be able to make it so that it can be adapted, that it's very loose and it can be made bigger and smaller and shorter and longer and whatever. So yeah. Ah, yes, my friend made a garland crochet around lights. Yes, like those ones. Crochet it around there, put extra things and then have the, oh, yes. Oh. So yeah, I mean, this is really nice because I was thinking people are going to start asking me all kinds of questions now that they want to talk, but this is nice. This is nice. Angie, a yoga mat bag. Do you know what? I can never get my yoga mat in a bag. Why is that? So I'm thinking if I make one in acrylic or in cotton, it's not going to, you're not going to be able to shove your bag in. So how does that work? Um, Again, one of those things that, you sort of, how should I say it? Sometimes I don't see the logic. And then I'm like, no, let's not make that. Yeah, I have got a dream catcher pattern already, Sharon. And I am doing a collaboration with Natasha soon, and then there'll be some more patterns that you can use as a dream catcher. So hopefully that will be sometime in the summer, July, August time. Um, okay, you've made one, but yeah, I just maybe I had a yeah, I just carry my mat like that. It's just too much of a hassle to try and put it in a bag. That's just me though. My mat is very sticky, so it's really sort of it doesn't slide very easily. So a hat holder. How would crochet hold a hat? Kelly, have we got a shrug? Okay. Um, a lampshade, yeah, good ideas. Yeah, I just need to, sort of come up, have a few ideas and then just let them simmer. Let them simmer. A headband, but mosaic. Oh yeah, that could be a good idea. So yes, of course, from when the cal finishes after that, there will be the occasional mosaic crochet project happening as well. So while before we didn't do that, now I will be making, once in a while there will be another mosaic crochet project. Kelly, we've just made, and I think it fell on the floor. We've just made this, so let me show you. Is it on the floor? Oh no, here. We've just made the wild rose square, and I put it together in quite an ingenious way. And so this not only does it sort of, take your phone Let's do it this way, otherwise Layla's there. Not only does it take your phone, it also takes eyeglasses, I think. And if you were to put some stabilizer in, maybe that would make it a little bit more sturdy for, Yes, Kelly, hat scarf combo. Yeah, I'm thinking about that, but I would want to do that more in the summer, you know, because in the winter. What am I saying? Do that more in the winter. So yes, I am going to look at. I am going to look at making a summer sort of cover up, dressy cover up. No worries, Patricia. The pencil kit, I think it's in. Is it not in stock? I think it is because we've got pencils. Why is it not in stock? I think it is. Um, Laura, how about just teaching a new stitch along? What do you mean a new stitch along? Do you want me to just teach a stitch? Because I like to, although I am, of course, showing you how to do a stitch, I do like to give you a project to do with the stitch. Because if I just show you a stitch, then people are asking, but what can I make with it? When I do something like this, sometimes I do just a square. And then uh, when I am making the square, sometimes I don't really have an idea of what I want to make with it, or maybe I just don't want to make a big project with it. But I do release the video, and then while I'm filming the video sometime, while I'm filming the tutorial, or a couple of days after, I find out, yes, that's what I want to do with it. So then I release a video with that idea. So that's what I call make and create. So we make it first in a video, and then a couple of weeks later might appear something like this. And then a lot of you will already have made the two squares, or will have made something with it. But then at least during the lives, I can say, yeah, but I've come up with something. So that's what I like to do. A summer tank top. Yes, to go under the pixie bolero. Okay, do you know what? I'm going to have to start writing things down. Let's take the book. Where are we? Have I got here at the front? There is a list, I think, that has, like, ideas. There we go. And then we are going to write down. Actually, hang on a minute. That I've made. Then we have summer cover up. Bye, Chris. Bye. Yes. Laura, yeah, some stitches are quite complicated. This is the thing. Really, if you can't work out a stitch from a pattern, then you need to concentrate. Then you need to contact that designer, because really they need to explain how you need to be doing that stitch. This is why, obviously, I work with videos. I make sure I tell you exactly how to do the row repeat, the stitch repeat, how to do the stitches, where to go in, and things like that. And that's, of course, why a video is good. Now, if you say, oh, some stitches are quite complicated, you try to learn them from a written pattern, that's all very well, but there's a gazillion written patterns out there. I can't go to everyone and then just teach that stitch, because that's the designer's task, right? And I can't know which one it is that you're doing. So yes, make sure that if you can't work out a pattern or a stitch from another designer, get in touch with them. Okay. We get emails. We have a Facebook group. That's what it is for. Go to the Facebook group, ask questions in there. People will help you. The moderators will help you if there's something not clear with my patterns. Okay, that's what the Facebook group was really. I mean, yes, to show off your makes, to show me that you've made them, which I so appreciate because honestly, I love seeing all the things that you make, but part of what that Facebook group does as well is for you to have as support. Okay. Try to refresh your page, Barb, because I think they are in stock. Yeah, Lisa, a shoulder strap that doesn't stretch, crochet always stretches. But also, yes. So Sharon has just mentioned this as well. You've got to be careful nowadays when you buy patterns. Okay. When you buy a pattern from my website, you know it's something that I have designed, that I have had tested, that there is a real person behind that. There is a video as well to go with that pattern, right? These days, there are a lot of AI, artificial intelligence crochet patterns out there. They do not make sense. They are not correct. No artificial intelligence computer can crochet and write a pattern about it. Okay. It's never going to work. So don't just go to any website and buy, make sure you buy a pattern from someone like me, a designer who is out there, a designer who you can contact, a designer who has a YouTube channel or who is established as a designer. Okay. Do not just think, oh, that's lovely. And the image is AI generated. And you think, oh, that's great. How lovely. But if you know a little bit about crochet, or if you know what crochet stitches look like, or if you think how crochet works, you will know that whatever it is that you're seeing is not possible. First of all, so you know the picture is AI generated. And then, of course, to go and get a pattern to make that, it's never going to work. Okay. It might work, but once you start doing it, it just doesn't. Yeah, Diana, you'll just have to watch later again. Crocheting, we've got market bags. We've got a really good project, a market bag. I think, who was it? Who's made so many of the market bags? Yes. Okay. Yes, squares as a border for a top. Yeah, I would love to do that. Yeah. So, sort of that you have a lovely border of squares, but then again, that makes it difficult to size up and down, you see. Oh, fantastic, Hadrian's Wall. What's your name? Right, Debbie. Okay. Can you, if you ever see that picture again, can you mail it to me, please? The thing is, I can't obviously copy straight away, but I can sort of use it as a little bit of an idea. Okay, somebody else, doing somebody else's pattern, I can just, that's like that, that's like that. But if I do that, then that, then that, I can take it as inspiration. Ange. Okay, well done. Right, everyone. Okay, so I've got a couple of things that I can be working on here. Yeah. Voila. Yeah, I know someone who might need a new curtain in his office. He's sitting there going, oh gosh, now. Okay, so now since we've been doing the tote bag, the one with the how many strands did I use? 8 or 9 strands, and then a hook that was far too small to make a really sturdy fabric. Can't wait, he says. I have been wanting to actually, yeah, that's all I've been wanting to do. Some people say, there was a question earlier, do you ever lose your mojo or crochet? Well, actually, it makes it worse because when I'm doing the filming for the cal for a while, I can't do anything else but video edit, video edit, all that. And then I'm like, what do I want to make? What do I want to crochet? And yeah, I've been obsessed with crocheting with multiple strands, and I wanted to make some really easy projects, and this is what we're making. And you're thinking, how did those just come up? It's a bowl cozy. So when I have my porridge in the morning, I make the porridge on the stove, then I put it in a bowl, but the bowl gets hot and I sort of, I come here, I sit with it in the sofa and I hold the bowl, but you can't hold the bowl because the bowl gets hot. So now I put my bowl into here. And this is like, you can tell, this is like a girly version in pink. And also sort of, when I'm eating like this, I can catch my drips. And this is more of a boyish version in blue with a crab stitch edging. So these are actually really easy, really quick to make. It's looser than the bag, and it's very thick. I don't know whether you can tell how thick the fabric is. So yes, it's really nice for you to hold the bowl, but obviously, no, Paige, do not. This is what I was just going to say, but I do not recommend you put these in the microwave because they are acrylic. And I do think that if you put them like this in the microwave, you're going to heat them up. So there's no point in, so I put my thing in the microwave and then I take the bowl out and put it in here, and then I carry it like this. So yes, please don't put them in the microwave because I don't know what's going to happen when you heat up acrylic, when you heat up the dyes that are in the acrylic. Okay. Maybe, yeah, if you use 100% cotton, you might be able to heat it up. But then again, I do think you're heating up the cotton as well. So I make my porridge anyway on the stove and I put it in my bowl, and then I pick up the bowl just in time before it gets hot and I put it in there, and then I can carry my porridge around like this with the with the shells here. So I really don't recommend putting these in the microwave. Okay, there's no need. Exactly. They could melt, they could catch fire, they could maybe I should try it and see what happens. But I'm not very I'm not very keen on doing that because the fumes that might come off when they melt or catch fire, I don't want to know that. Okay. There we go. Yeah, face cloths and put it. Yeah, you can use the bowl as a bowl as well. If you want to, if you need to keep things together on a sideboard or whatever, you can use them as bowls as well. But yeah, I do not recommend to put these. I mean, let me just see. Look, this is my cup of tea now, okay? But just to do this, you have your cup of tea, which was made, and I just put it in here so I can hold it like this. Okay, so my hands are not hot. So that's what I'm intending on doing with my cozy, with my bowl of porridge, or with your bowl of soup. If you have heated it up, you know, you're holding it like that. Yes, so you're heating the actual cozy up in the microwave. So there's no point in why do you want to heat this up if you want to keep this? Maybe put it in the freezer before you use it. And then it will keep your hands cold. I don't think freezing will hurt it. Yes, Christy, that's a very good idea. Yes, it doesn't fit as a hat. It does no. You could make it a little bit bigger and then it would be a hat, or maybe for a baby. That would be nice. But yes, I wanted to use these shells to actually, hold my cozy so I can carry it around and I can have my hot bowl of porridge, because I tend to want to sit in bed with my porridge or in the sofa there, and carrying it all the way there. By the time you get there, you're sort of running and you want to put it down straight away. This way, at least, I've got my hands like this and it's not it's not hot on my hands. So, wow, I've had so many ideas. Yes, if you make sure, exactly, if you make it a little bit smaller, you can make you can hold an ice cream tub. And of course, that's cold. That's not very nice to hold either. So holding the ice cream tub in there would work as well. Yes. Yeah. You want to make something unusual. Yes, Matilda, I'm always looking for that idea that's a bit different, a bit. So, yeah. But a radiator cover in cotton yarn, again, I don't know whether that would be the most efficient way of using your radiator for the. Yes, Christy, exactly. It would be a good Father's Day present. This with a tub of ice cream, if your father likes ice cream. Yeah, exactly. Fantastic. Yeah. Yes, Sharon, I saw that. It looked lovely. Well done. Right, everyone. So that's going to be our week. We're going to do this quick and easy project. I made another one because I couldn't stop myself. And then here we have a mosaic plant pot sleeve. Again, another practice for our mosaic help to start in about 12 days. And there is time still if you want to buy the pack. And I tell you, the moderators, the testers, they have all loved it. So I hope you will love it too. Anyway, I'll see you next week and have fun this week with our projects. Bye, everyone. Have a nice week. Bye. Yes, Sharon, you're welcome. Bye.